What's up, guys? So I did a couple of trades today. Let's start with Woo. So Woo, um, on let's look at the 5 minute first. So on the 5 minute, it was about to make a 5 minute high, possible, run up. There is this EMA level here. But on the 15 minute, it looks good. It's making a new 15 minute high. So I thought about going long on the stock, but on the 1 minute, it sort of had trouble cracking the 1768 level. Went in heavy because this stock, the average true range was low. So went in heavy, 1,000 shares. When it dropped, I basically exited. And the rationale for that is because on the 15 minute too, oh, that's not good. Let's put this back on the 1 minute. So on the 15 minute here, it's abutting this EMA level. Sometimes when it tries to run up against an EMA, it may have some problems doing that, and it may go back down. So at this point, I wasn't 100% sure about the trade, and I took a bigger size. If I had 500 shares, I may have rode through this, and I was also playing my P&L a bit. In retrospect, I probably should have had a smaller size, 500, and just let it run, and then define my my exit at probably below this level, at around the VWAP level, because this is really not that much, right? This is 1767. That's 7 cents. This is that's 2 cents. So I should have let it ride. My exit would have been. Let's see here in the 5 minute. There was a level up here. My exit would have been 1790. I would have started exiting because on the 15 minute there was a EMA there. So anyway, it is what it is. This one I should have kept my losses small instead of letting it run against me. So for Sketcher, I actually went in short around this level because I saw it was struggling to crack this. So there's a high, lower high. So I thought it was going to revert back and go to low of the day at that point, which is 3207. This is just a little pullback. Couldn't break it. It's going on its way down. Instead, it actually popped up. So I exited. But I forgot if it was the spread or whatnot. But I should have exited closer to this level, 32.55, 32. Yeah, that's a pretty big. Wow, it's 32.62. So that's pretty big, and I went in, I think 1,000 shares, which may have been again too big of a size. I was looking at the ATR and the spread at the time. I think the spread wasn't too bad, but it was volatile. As you can see, eventually it did go my way because it never broke this. This was a resistance level for it. But yeah, I just didn't read this, and timing wasn't right. If I had made the same move here at this time, I would have gotten a gain. So it's all about keeping your losses small and taking the appropriate amount of risk on this. For me, I didn't do that, so minus 220. NXPI, I did a few trades on this. I went short 500 shares. The reason for that is because on the 5 minute, as you can see here, this is a huge engulfing. I actually should have entered somewhere around here instead, probably at this level, but I was playing with other stocks. So I went short. When it struck at this level on the bounce back, I exited. This was a decent move. I think I got like $40 out of it. It dropped again. It was holding this level. This is a whole number, 87. So I figured if it breaks this, it's going to drop again. That's exactly what it did. So sold it, and then I covered on the way back. I exited, and the reason for that is exactly this. I was afraid for a pullback and a possible reversal. This stock is pretty weak. So I wasn't sure it was going to do a reversal, but it looks like it will. Sometimes it does this fake out, and then on the second try, it's going to run up. So here it would probably, actually, if we take a reversal now, it would probably run up to to VWAP, probably, but there's no guarantees. But anyway, I'm not going to touch this stock anymore. MU, I messed up on this one. I did get some money back, so I went long. This level, this is a 15-minute, so 5-minute doesn't look as scary. So went long. The reason for that is because it popped up, right? I thought this was a pullback because it didn't make a new low. Actually made a new, a higher low. I thought it was going to pop up and try to break that, which is high of the day. It did not do that. It dropped. Should have exited around this level, but I let it ride a bit. And I think I took a pretty hefty size, like 1,000 shares. So it dropped, lost money. No, actually, I took 500 shares. Never mind. I took 500 shares on that. So that was okay. But it still lost a lot of money on that one because this is a big drop. This went from, and it happened fast too. 38.63 to 38.3. So that's 33 cents. Here, I saw it was struggling at this level. At first, I went short. It pulled back. This was a strong resistance level, so I was waiting to see if it can break it. It did pop up a bit above it, but it did not break it. It went right back down pretty quickly. When I saw it was struggling, and also this was a pretty big engulfing pattern, so it tried to pop up, couldn't happen, got pushed back down. And then it struggled at this level. When it formed a new 5-minute low, I basically went in, and here on the pullback, I went in heavier. So I think it's 500, and then I added to my position 500 on the drop. I covered. I didn't want it to do a reversal, which is what it did here, but it did drop a bit more. What's the difference here? So another 10 cents. It dropped another 10 cents and then pulled back. So in retrospect, I could have probably held the shares a little longer, but I was impatient. And anytime it struggles for more than a minute or two, that's when I start exiting quite heavily. I should have left some shares for the additional 10 cents, but it is what it is. So I made money, $90 on the short. And then this one was a bit scary. I actually took very small sizes of this initially, and then I took my relative share size. So I went in 300 shares. Reason for this is I thought this was going to be an opening range breakout. So on new 5-minute, did make a new 5-minute high, thought it was going to pop up. So initially, I actually took 100 shares. This is 100 shares. It dropped. That's like $1.50. That is $1.50. So I lost like about $144. There's one move here. The spread was insane. I actually took 100 shares because of that, but still got really hurt. However, I saw that it dropped, helped VWAP on the way back up. I decided to go in again, 300 shares. This was still a scary ride because the spread was so great that even though this was 106, 105, so that's about 50 cents or so. But because of the spread, actually, if I were to exit at 105.57 and get stopped out, my loss would be pretty big. So it was still a scary ride. That's why I took smaller share size, but I felt okay with regards to where it's at because it couldn't break this level and then immediately formed a new high, held this level. Every time it sold off, got bought back up, sold off, bought back up, sold off, bought back up. So, this part was a little bit scary. I did think about like whether I should stop out, and I probably would have once if it ever exits here because I don't want this to just drop on me, and then the 300 shares could be a pretty big loss. But it did not. It did what I expected it to do, which is it ran up. But I exited pretty quickly once it couldn't pop this level. Could I have left some shares for the run up? I probably can, but I'm just playing conservatively. So, but that was the best trade of the day, and that's pretty much it. So, so it does look like. NXPI is going to try to make the move up. But anyway, interesting. So usually on the second try, it works. Usually. Not always. Nothing's always right in life. All right. Have a great weekend.